Welcome to the town of Montefiascone. Perched on a hilltop overlooking Lake Bolsena, this charming town offers history, wine, and some of the most breathtaking views in the Lazio region. Though small, it's a perfect stop along the way to other destinations. Only later did I realize that Montefiascone was also an important stop for medieval pilgrims traveling to Rome. In fact, it sits along the Via Francigena, the ancient pilgrimage route that connected Canterbury, England, to Rome, passing through France and Switzerland. Montefiascone was exactly at the 100-kilometer mark from Rome, so you can imagine the excitement of the pilgrims who travel from far across northern Europe to pay homage to the Pope, knowing they were finally at the last stretch of their journey. By the way, the Via Francigena is still walkable today and has become a popular long-distance hiking and pilgrimage route. Many sections of the original medieval path have been preserved, restored, and marked for modern travelers. While in Montefiascone, I met two lovely ladies who told me they were hiking the Via Francigena just as they had previously done with the Camino de Santiago in Spain. It's incredible to see how these ancient routes continue to attract modern-day pilgrims and adventurers, retracing the footsteps of those who walked them centuries ago. So let's begin at the bottom of the town, where the Church of Saint Flavian stands. This church is unique for two major reasons. First, it is actually two churches in one, which is a rare architectural feature. The original church was built in the 11th century and served as a place of worship and refuge for travelers. Later, a Gothic-style church was constructed directly on top of it, essentially adding an upper floor to the original structure. Even more unique is that the original ground church faces one direction, while the one on the upper floor faces the opposite direction. This makes visiting the basilica a truly unique experience, as you can explore both levels and witness how medieval architecture evolved over time. The other reason to visit this church is that it's the final resting place of the German bishop Johann de Fuch. Now, before we continue, a quick footnote. Please make sure you pronounce his last name carefully. We don't want any misunderstanding. Anyway, his story is both humorous and fascinating. It was the 12th century, and Bishop de Fuch was traveling to Rome. Being a great wine lover, he sent his trusted servant, Martino, ahead to scout the best taverns along the route. Martino had one simple task. If the wine was good, he would write the word Est, which is Latin for it is, on the tavern door. If the wine was excellent, he would write it twice, Est, Est. But when Martino arrived in Montefiascone and tasted the local wine, he was so amazed that he enthusiastically wrote the word 3 times, Est, Est, Est. And that's how this extraordinary wine got his unique name. But the story doesn't end there. When Bishop de Fuch arrived and tasted the wine for himself, he was so impressed that he never left Montefiascone. Quite literally, he stayed savoring the local wine day after day, until, according to the locals, he drank so much that, in the end, it cost him his life. Now, some say that he literally drank himself to death, though historians suggest he may have died of natural causes, with perhaps a little too much wine along the way. Bishop de Fuch was buried inside the Church of Saint Flavian, where his tomb still exists today with his gravestone inscription reading Est, 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 to commemorate the legend of his enjoyment of the local wine. We're now going to walk through the city of Montefiascone, passing by another beautiful cathedral located at the highest point of the town. This is the Cathedral of Santa Margherita, which is famous for its impressive dome. It is one of the largest in Italy. I suggest a brief stop to visit the interior of this church. The Baroque decorations, magnificent dome, and light-filled atmosphere will make you glad you did. But although the town of Montefiascone seems to end here, you can still climb even higher to the Rocca dei Papi, or Fortress of the Popes. From here, you are rewarded with a breathtaking view of the countryside and Lake Bolsena. This is the perfect place to pause, take a deep breath of fresh air, and let your gaze wander freely across the stunning landscape. I encourage you to purchase the low-cost entry ticket to explore the remains of the Fortress of the Popes. Once a formidable stronghold, it played a crucial role in the 14th century, serving as a refuge for church officials and their supporters during turbulent times. The real highlight for me? Climbing to the top of one of the remaining towers and taking in yet another stunning view of the lake and the rolling landscapes beyond.